One, two, three. I think I'm recording. Hi, you guys. It's Shannon again. How do you like that? 3 for 1 in one day. What do you think? Get that bitch started. She don't shut up, huh? No, that's not it. Hi, friends, subscribers, viewers, YouTubers, anybody else that happens upon my videos. My name's Shannon, and it's my pleasure to meet you and talk with you all today. What am I covering this topic? Um, it's kind of back where I left off a few months ago when I was made a couple of my last videos. And basically, where I was then was after 2 years of transitioning and hiding some of that time, but transitioning, not really coming out the way the SOC, the standards of care, dictate that you do, which is really good for us all. But we all do what's comfortable for us and for the circumstances at the time. Anyway, I know that's all pretty vague, and I don't want to get into that right now. But what I want to talk about is name change stuff. Because when you live full time as a woman, you have to have your name changed and your gender marker and all that kind of stuff, um, so that it all jives with the SOC and with your counselors and with your doctors and with your life. Basically everything that you can overcome and everything you can get accomplished to continue moving forward in a transition and living in the gender that you should be living in and getting that all right can be quite an obstacle course. But anyway, um, that's why it's like when you've had your evaluation after you've been to psychotherapy and you've begun your hormone replacement therapy or have been recommended to do so, they want you as well to get that name change and come out at home and at work and everywhere and start dressing as a woman, and even if you're not ready. It's like, are you kidding me? I'm not ready to do that. I am, but I'm not, you know. It's like a double-edged sword. It's really difficult for some of us to just jump right into that fire, if you will, and start living it. It can be very, very I think it could be very dangerous for some. But anyway, extremely dangerous. Um, so transition, I think, even mine began even before I sought professional help. But I just needed so much help when I did get started too. Because I mean, look at me, I still need lots of help. God help me. Um, I was talking about name changes, right? Anyway, a few months ago, I went in to get all of my credentials changed. My driver's license, my birth certificate, my passport, my name in court, just all that stuff. And the process of doing this, depending on where you live, um, there's some variation, from state to state, county to county, whatever. But it's pretty relative everywhere. But certain places absolutely won't allow some things, and other places will. Like I'm going to use gender marker for example. Typically, you can get your name changed after you've met the criteria, and you do all the paperwork, and then you go down and you file all this stuff. Then they give you a court date, and then you go to court and bring in your documents and all those kinds of things, and the process moves forward. Well, I was issued a letter from both my psychotherapist, my psychiatrist, and my practicing physician that treats me for my hormones. And the recommendations were, I'm not going to read the letter. I could, maybe I will on another video or something. But the recommendations, everything was stated in the letters that it was very, very important at this point in my transition that Shannon, that my name be changed legally to Shannon. I was born Shannon. That was my birth middle name. So anyway, I was making it my proper first name, and I added Avalon as a middle name. So my name is Shannon Avalon in my last name. Anyhow, um, where was I? Oh, changing your name. So the letters stated specifically name and gender marker, which is the bigger challenge. Um, Typically, you can get your name changed anywhere. You call yourself like Goof Ass if you want. But anyway, I had got my name changed and I tried and I presented it in court. It said, but here, Your Honor, it states name and gender marker. And this was endorsed by both physicians. They both dictated their own letters and specifically addressed those two topics. And he told me that that's all fine and dandy. However, you needed to take those documents to the next level, to wherever you were going to change these credentials and present your case, basically. And something smelled fishy to me. But anyway, I left there with my name change and with his, um, you know, whatever, with his okay. I moved on. Well, then I went to the Social Security office, and the Social Security office here in Arizona uh, will not change your gender marker unless you've had your your gender reassignment. Which, when you read into all this criteria, your medical history and all these kinds of things are private documents. They are nobody else's business but your own. They're personal information. And they don't even have the right to be asking you if you have a penis or not. Okay, or do you have a vagina? What's in your pants? What's in your dress? What's in your panties? Do you wear panties? Sometimes. Anyway, sorry. Um, so she presented this challenge to me. She was quite the bitch. She changed my name, but she would not change my gender marker without an endorsement from my doctor. So I gave her the two documents, the one from my psychiatrist and the one from my physician. And she said, well, I need another letter. I said, why? It says it right here, that it's for my gender marker and for my name change. She said, well, it needs to specifically state that you've had irreversible surgical um, altercations, alterations, alterations to your physical anatomy. I said, well, that's very private information, and it says right here that I have irreversible uh, changes due to the treatment I've received from my physician, and that basically was hormonal stuff. But um, it was not acceptable for gender marker change on a Social Security card. So, then I did a bunch of research with birth certificate to see if I was going to run into the same challenge. Some places you can, some places you cannot. And the most recent laws that have been implemented pretty much everywhere, you cannot change your gender marker without some kind of SRS or some kind of physical anatomical feminization. Uh, so anyway, I was born in Los Angeles, and I thought if anywhere you could change your gender marker, it'd be in California. Well, looking online, that's not the case. It's the same thing. A letter from your physician stating you have had, like orchidectomy or gender reassignment surgery. I don't know if breast augmentation would do it or not. Maybe. I think if you can get your surgeon to dictate a letter, then perhaps so. That's the key, is getting the surgeon to write his letter saying this person is female, da 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 da, and then present it. So it's only those two documents that I'm unable to change. My work, my health insurance, I'm a little concerned, I may get, I don't know if I'm going to get red flagged on a mismatch, they call it a mismatch, from the IRS or from somebody from the health and healthcare or whoever, if they match or when they match my Social Security with all of my other credentials, somewhere along the line I'm going to have a mismatch unless I get some surgery done and get my birth certificate and my Social Security changed before that time happens. So that's like a race with time to me. It's like, what a bunch of shit. It's kind of stressful. My name's changed. My driver's license has an F on it. Okay, and that was another challenge. I went to the DMV, MVD, whatever it is. Yeah, DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. I went there and I presented my letters and I presented my court papers and I presented everything that I had done. And they did give it some contemplation, but they did issue me a driver's license, a new one, with my gender marker and my appropriate name change. So, yay! I was very, very excited about that. This has been a few months back now. So, anyway, that's where it is. I mean, they say the more credentials that you can get an F and your gender marker change, do so. I can change it on my passport right now, and it's my understanding, and I've researched it pretty heavily, that recent changes to the passport issue on changing your marker is they don't have a problem changing it if you're leaving the country or traveling internationally um, for surgical procedures or that, because when you return, you're going to be returning with that irrevocable change that they're looking for and the appropriate documentation to permanently change it. Like, I have a 10-year passport, but what they offer you is a 2-year, depending again where you are, what region you're in, if it's a 1 or a 2-year endorsement to travel about until you get that marker change and produce those letters of recommendation. So I'm not going to change my passport until I'm ready to go to Thailand, because that is where I plan to go, unless I come into some major bucks and somebody is going to like send me to a specialist here in our country, but I have no qualms at all going to Thailand and seeing Dr. Precha or Dr. Suporn or a few others over there as well. But Precha and Suporn are my choices for my gender reassignment surgery. I like them both, but I do want a rectosigmoid, which is a little bit different than your standard SRS. Anyhow, I'm running out of minutes, and I got a lot more to talk about. But that was, I always get into gender reassignment when I'm talking about a name change. I'm talking about other things. It always goes to gender reassignment surgery. I'm sorry, forgive me for that. I guess I just want a cunt so bad, it's not even funny. I'm sorry, YouTube. I mean a vagina. I hope I don't get flagged. Be nice, Shannon. I'm such a C word. Anyway, so that's it. My credentials have been changed. I live full time. I'm legal everywhere. I'm still playing around with the passport and the birth certificate and the Social Security, but I'm still playing around getting my damn sex change, and that's what it really boils down to. As you move forward in transition, you start getting toward these places where it's like, these are like permanent, and you got to get this shit done. It all kind of like comes together when you can do it all together. What a pain in the ass. You got to be freaking rich to get this shit done. So anyway, I've found some pretty substantially affordable ways to do this if I just had the means myself. I'll talk to you guys all later. I'm rambling. I'll talk about something else. Love you. Bye.